guys, this is Tina. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here quickly to do a little tutorial. Again, as I always say, I am pleased, not claiming this to be my original idea. It is probably not my idea. Probably, I suspect Patricia definitely has done these before because she is obviously kind of queen of the book page pockets. But I wanted to come and share. Basically, before the holidays, when my son was off school ill, towards the end of him being ill, he was obviously quite bored. So I said, oh, well, let's go and do some crafting. And I just gave him a bunch of stuff, and I showed him some of my pockets to give him some ideas of obviously, where to go and what to do. But he obviously didn't really want to just mimic my pockets, and he created this, which I just thought was absolutely gorgeous. So he used elements from my Blue Baroque kit, he used my fabulous frames, fancy frames, and my tickets there, which, I mean, I just think it looks so pretty because I wouldn't have really put those necessarily with these papers, but it just looks wonderful. And he created this pocket, which I absolutely loved and said, oh, this is brilliant. However, he made a mistake and obviously glued this down, because obviously he's not really done any crafting since he made that journal, 3 years ago or whatever it was. So, yeah, he glued this back pocket down, which I said, oh, what a shame, because that would have been fantastic as the two pockets here. But obviously, that was kind of his mistake, really. But I thought, oh, what a wonderful pocket. So I thought I would come along and have a go at making some. So this is one that I have made mimicking his, but obviously haven't glued the back pocket down. So if I just show you basically what we've done, I mean, it's quite nice because it's a really big pocket. And actually what I thought you could do is cover the back with, just some coffee dyed paper. Not that I've got any to hand, but some plain paper anyway. And you could actually have this as a movable piece in your journal, which is, really, really nice then. Or, of course, you could glue it onto a page. But anyway, so if I show you basically how we did them, or how I've mimicked his. So I've got some book page here. And basically, very much like my double book page pockets, which were obviously the ones that I had showed him initially, that he obviously then, took sort of inspiration from. Basically, you just take your first, fold it down, and just fold that down, kind of about here-ish. Then what you can do is obviously trim off this so it's going to tuck neatly into your fold if you want to fold it this way. No, I've gone wrong already. Right, so what we're going to do is I've just got some book page here. You're going to take your first piece and you're going to tear it down slightly. I mean, these are attached. They don't have to be attached. It just happens that mine are still attached. You're going to fold down your first triangle like that. Now, obviously, as you can see, I mean, he left his folded back that way. I obviously then did the same when I made mine. But of course, you could fold it in if you wanted. I thought it was quite nice having the book page, but, do it as you kind of fancy. Then you're going to take your next one and you're going to fold that one in sort of in line with the same sort of diagonal, but obviously further up, if that makes sense. So then he obviously did his tucked in. I'm going to do mine tucked in as well, so as I really, mimic his. And then I'm just going to tear my pages off so that they're now separated. So all I'm going to do, I mean, actually you could have left them on there and that might have actually been easier. I'm just going to glue my first triangle down like that. And again, what I'll do is follow this up with some in the mass making. So we can mass make some of these, and then anything that you miss, you know, or isn't very clear will hopefully become clear in the mess making. And then we've got our next one like that. So he obviously took some background page and laid the background page on the back. So I've just got here some of my collage sheets, and all I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly just glue that down very roughly around this page. Now obviously this is going to depend how big you want to have your piece. I am gluing this down over basically what was effectively the entire book page, and I will trim it down, you know, once it's all sort of assembled. I am going to make it smaller because I don't want it obviously as big as this, but I do however want it quite a big pocket because I thought that was really quite nice having something really big. So that's that back page just completely covered, which also again obviously that helps to reinforce the strength, you know, and strengthen the book page. So cut that down all around it. I'm just going to check I'm still filming and I'm in frame, because I had a funny thing happen when I first hit record. It stopped recording after a couple of seconds, so I'm feeling a little bit funny whether it's going to actually be recording properly. Right, so I'm going to then have my next piece here, and then my next piece is going to go down here. So all I'm going to do is take the same, or you know, from the same set of collage sheets, and basically just chop that down here at an angle. And I'm just going to fold it here so as I know roughly where to cut that. So, you know, and again, I mean, I'm really not being neat about this or anything, but there's that piece, and then we're just going to cut this piece down here. Okay, so we can just get rid of that one altogether. And then all we want to do, let me just move this out of the way so you can kind of see a little bit better what we're doing. I'm just going to glue this now, oops, into here. I haven't made a great job of cutting that, but I mean, it's fine, it doesn't really matter. So just glue this down. Like that. So we're just going to pop that one in there, like that. Okay, and obviously you can see it's all overhanging. That's fine, we're going to trim that up in a minute. So just going to glue my book page flap down across here. Okay. I'm just going to trim around this now and trim it down on this edge as well. Okay. Right, so now we can assemble our pocket. Now this is where you can obviously decide how big you want your pocket. As you can see, I mean, straight away I'm going to trim this bottom bit off because I haven't obviously even, you know, glued this down to the bottom, so that's fine. And I'm going to probably trim it down there, but I could move it over so as I have more of that rose showing. So I might do that actually. So I'm just going to trim these down the side. And then I know roughly where I want to glue that, and then I'm just going to trim them across at the bottom. And then of course once I've actually glued it down, I'll tidy it all up again, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to take my book page and glue it around on the three sides like that. So that's my first one. Just like that. And then I'm just going to take my next one just glue that on down on, again, just the 3 sides there. Okay. So get my dry wipe, wherever I put that. Oh, now I can't find it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, looking good. So now I'm just going to trim it down. We're going to do this side here. And then this bottom bit here. Like that. How awesome is that? Now, as you can see, this one here, I have obviously gone around the edge on the sewing machine as well. So you could always now go round your page, just literally, you know, round the entire edge with your sewing machine. And that would just finish that off really beautifully. But what an awesome pocket, and so quick and easy. So whilst I'm here, I might as well quickly decorate this one up, because I just can't help myself, I think. So this one obviously I'll decorate up because it's already been stitched and everything, so it's all ready to go. So I'll just ink that up. Again, I'm still using my walnut stain, so there we go. And this is just using those freebie background papers that I did as the Christmas freebie. So if you haven't managed to get a set yet, they're on my website, which I will try and remember to link below. I'm shockingly bad at things like that. So, but I'm going to make it a bit my mission this year to be a bit better at the admin side of things. So she says, probably that's not going to happen, but that's my plan. Right, so yes, if you haven't got any of those yet, please do head over and you know, get yourself a set, because they're really nice papers, and you know, they're really fun to use. So please do head on over and get some. Right, so I'm just having a look, trying to find some lace, and again, where is my lace? Oh my gosh, this is just awful. Every time I've done a video lately, I don't seem to have any appropriate colour lace with me, which is very annoying. Right, well, I've got one of my labels here, so I'm just going to ink up the label. So this is a label from the pink set. Oops. Which I just thought went really nicely with those papers. So just going to pop that on there. I'm going to pop some doily on behind it as well. Like that. Oh, that just looks really pretty, doesn't it? Like, you know, with nothing else even on there. But, however, I'm going to just persist because I must have some lace somewhere. So please just bear with me for a couple of minutes, guys. So sorry about this. Just having a rummage through a little packet here. No, it's got everything but lace. Got a little butterfly there though, that's left over from my Gosford Green kit, so that might just be ideal on there. Oh, it's so annoying, isn't it, when you can't find what you're looking for. Right, okay, well this is just holding up proceedings, so I apologise and I will stop looking now. Right, let's just glue the doily down. Again, I'm using this 3-in-1 because you know, I've said before that tacky glue is marking the coffee dyed doilies a little bit, which is not great. So there we go. Just going to pop that on there. And I just ink up the butterfly here. Oops, I'm now putting glue all over the butterfly. Sorry about that, guys. I just had to stop for a moment. Interruptions. So I've got my little label now. Excuse the back. Obviously, that's where I was, you know, printing, trying to get the labels right. So just going to pop that on there. Just pop that down here. like that. Oops, I just dab that off. Okay, really pretty. Now what have I done with my butterfly? Oh, there it is. For a minute I thought, oh, I've lost it completely now. Right, and whilst I obviously stopped the camera, I did actually get some ivory lace to use. So just going to bring that in. Now my son actually put lace all the way down the side, which looked really pretty. I'll just sort of pull his back in, which I thought looked lovely. But I'm just going to check that I don't want it, you know, differently. Actually, I quite like it along the top. Well, actually, I quite like it in both places. So let me just trim this down here. And again, I'm just going to get rid of that sort of header. I don't always do this. I know I've said this a billion times, but just sometimes it looks worse than others. You know, sometimes it looks okay, but sometimes it just doesn't. So it never hurts to cut it off, I think. Right, do we like the lace running down the side or across the top? Oh, I think I'll go with it down the side. Let's do what he did. So just get my glue going. Oops, gone in. Okie dokie. And just stick that down there like that. Oh, really pretty. Yeah, I really love his pockets. I mean, again, I'm not trying to claim them as mine or his. You know, they may very well have been done by people before. I'm sure they probably have, but I hadn't made any, so really love how that looks. I'm just going to pop that little butterfly on there. Well, it's not that little actually, it's quite a giant one, but I'm just going to pop that on there just for a bit of extra interest. And then I would just pop some bling down because, of course, oops, I've got some bling there wedged under the leg of the chair where my camera setup is. Now, do we want that down there, up there, or on there? I might have to have a bit in both areas, I think. Oh, I quite like it there, weirdly enough. I know it's a bit random, sort of just stuck in the middle, but there's something quite nice about that. Okay. Okie dokie. I'll just pop that down there. Looks really nice. And then I'll just see if I've got any more of that black bling. I mean, I have got more, but I meant just beside me. So just do a little bit there. Just a little bit there for the butterfly. So oops. There we go, and we just pop that on there like that. Oh, how pretty does that look? Gorgeous. So I hope that you really like that pocket. I mean, they're super simple. I mean, if you watch my channel a lot, you know I never ever do anything that's not simple. You know, simple is kind of how I like everything to be. So they're really pretty though. And yeah, really, really love them. So thank you very much to my son for the inspiration. And as I say, we will do some of these in the mass making. So if you didn't kind of quite follow along what we were doing, we'll mass make some of these. So I hope you like them and hope you have fun if you decide to make some. And thanks very much for watching. Thanks, Anne. Bye.